So, 120Hz, 3K resolution, and OLED in a 16-inch portable monitor sounds pretty good, right? It is, it's really, really good. However, there's definitely some drawbacks. Let's look into it. Alright guys, so around 2 months ago, a company called UPERFECT reached out to me, emailed me and asked if I wanted to check out one of their latest portable OLED monitors. Now before they reached out to me, I was well aware of the portable monitor market. I didn't realise it was as big as it actually was. People are always after portable monitors. It's not my personal cup of tea, like, to be fair, if I'm going to be out and about, I'd rather just have a laptop, a MacBook. I don't really see a situation that I would want to get a portable monitor and plug it in and carry that extra inconvenience with me. If I did want to do that, I would just have an iPad or something like that. However, I know there is a massive market out there. And when they emailed me saying they've got an OLED monitor to show me, I was interested. And if this is your first time watching one of my videos, it's safe to say I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to OLED. As soon as I got the email saying, I've got an OLED monitor to show you, I was like, send it over, let's check it out. And as far as OLED displays go, this is very, very good. That's kind of where it ends. The screen itself is beautiful, but the experience elsewhere and everything other than the display itself is kind of lackluster. And I genuinely don't enjoy starting off so negatively, because once you've got this monitor set up, however you've got it set up, it's up and running, it looks amazing. Like, there's some drawbacks, it's not perfect, but it looks amazing. And as far as OLED monitors just in general, not even just portable OLED monitors, but OLED TVs, OLED monitors, it's one of the brightest as well. But getting it set up and just how it's presented, for me, look, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, feel free, but for me, it's kind of underwhelming, and especially that it's nearly £400 to buy one of these. It's not a small investment at all. And the first thing I want to talk about is just look at the box. Like I say, the company called UPERFECT reached out to me and sent this to me. I've never heard of UPERFECT before, you're probably not yourself. Looking on Amazon, there are a lot of products from UPERFECT that are sold on Amazon, so there must be a well-established brand. But when I received this monitor for the first time, the first thing that came to my mind was, there's not a single bit of branding on this. Not just on the box, there's nothing inside the box that says UPERFECT, and the monitor itself has no branding at all for UPERFECT. On the monitor itself, I'm okay with. Look, I like a sleek design, I don't like flashy logos all the time. There's a time and a place when it comes to the actual product, but if it's your product, show it off. Like, on the box, get your brand on there. Like, it didn't even have to be loads. Literally a UPERFECT logo would have been like, cool, that's a nice new brand. But if that was all, absolutely fine. However, when you take it out of the box, you realise some of the issues straight away. A £400 monitor with a case and stand like this. Now if I was them, I personally would just put a little kickstand in there. Even at the back of the monitor, it's got a bump as if it could have just had a kickstand there. Even a tiny little cheap one at the back. Even if it was something like the Nintendo Switch's kickstand, that would have saved a lot of room on the desk, it would have been really cool. I know there's VESA mounts on the back of the monitor as well, so you'd probably have to work around that. A kickstand would have been a massive improvement compared to this. And just like a fabric sleeve to carry it in when you're not using it, that would have made it 50 times better. Because when you're using this and you actually take it out of the box, set it up, you realise how unstable this case actually is. It's really wobbly, it's a magnetic case, it looks like it is made for it, but it just feels to me like this case was a complete last minute afterthought, because it just isn't really that good, at all. It reminds me of a cheap iPad case you get at the local market. That's the kind of level, and it's really disappointing because the screen itself is so good, and we'll get onto that. But the next thing, and I promise you I've got good things to say about this, because I can't stress enough, the monitor itself, in SDR specifically, it looks amazing. But setting it up, the on-screen display, the menus for this monitor, it's just not acceptable. The menus are so clunky and unusable. The issue for me is that you've got buttons on the side of the screen, but it's just super hard to navigate the on-screen display, to change any settings, to change the aspect ratio, to change the brightness. It's just a faff. And especially when it's a portable monitor, you're going to be connecting it to different devices, or at least you might want to. Having that poor experience on the on-screen display, I don't really understand why it couldn't have been touchscreen activated. It's a touchscreen display, why not add a simple touchscreen interface you could use? Press the button on the side and then you can control it with touchscreen. This case slash stand, as well as the really poor on-screen display, it doesn't stack up very well. But I can't stress it enough, once you get it on, and I'll show you now, this thing looks amazing. It's a 3K 120Hz OLED panel. It's as good as it sounds. Now, they advertise 1 millisecond response time. I'm struggling, no matter the setting I use, it's not 1 millisecond response time. I've got an LG 42-inch C2 over there and a 77G3. Both of those are miles more responsive than this monitor. Don't use it. I wouldn't recommend using this for gaming at all, because I literally spent half an hour going through every single setting to try and lower the response time, see if there was any game mode, if there was any sort of low response input mode. There's nothing. You've got brightness, you've got aspect ratio, and that's pretty much your lot. And I did try and plug my PC into this, play a bit of games. You can see me playing Cyberpunk here. It looks incredible, but it's definitely not the most responsive experience. So I wouldn't recommend one of these if you wanted to use it for gaming particularly. However, one of the strong points of this is plugging this in via one USB-C cable to my Mac works straight away. If you plug like a Thunderbolt cable into a Mac, MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, you can plug this directly into the monitor and you don't actually need to power it as well. The power from the Mac will power the monitor. So it is a really low powered display, which is really good. However, if you are using HDMI, you will need to power it externally. Now, do I think you should go out and buy one of these after watching this video? Personally, I would say no. There are just too many flaws with the monitor. For this price point, I just really struggle to recommend it because there are too many issues with it. However, is that price point worth your money? Only you can decide. But I want to thank UPERFECT again for sending it out to me. This video is not sponsored at all. They just sent it out to me. All opinions are my own, as usual. On that note, I will see you next time. Goodbye.